Why is the world spinning in chaos while so many of us remain blind to God's truth? Why are hearts growing colder, families breaking apart, and hopes slipping through the cracks like sand in an hourglass? Churches across the globe are crying out that the end times are near, yet the congregation's ears grow dull. Have we become too comfortable to heed the warnings of heaven? Have you ever stopped to wonder why tragedies and divine signs keep piling up, yet we dismiss them as coincidences or bad luck? Today I have a message from the Almighty that might just be the most important one you will ever hear. A message you cannot afford to ignore because your eternal soul is at stake. Open your heart, your mind, and your spirit to His call. This is your wake-up call from God. Do you love God? Do you trust Him with the depths of your heart? If so, this message is not just for you. It's a plea, a divine reminder of the love that surrounds you, even when you feel lost. Why then do we ignore Him so often? Why do we let the noise of the world drown out His gentle call? Listen closely, for this moment could be the turning point your soul has been yearning for. We live in a world consumed by distractions, social media, endless news cycles, and the relentless pursuit of material gain. But amidst all this noise, there are whispers, signs, and warnings from God that we have overlooked or dismissed. These whispers are not faint or weak. They are deliberate and intentional, sent by a Creator who loves us deeply and refuses to let us drift into darkness unnoticed. The earthquakes, the floods, the wars, the growing unrest, these are not just random occurrences. They are sacred reminders, moments where God is shaking the foundations of our comfort to remind us of His sovereignty. Have you ever stopped to truly ponder the weight of these signs? Do you ever question if they are mere natural disasters, or could they be divine interruptions meant to awaken us from spiritual slumber? Too often we ignore the deeper call within these events, choosing instead to bury ourselves further in the temporary distractions that blind us from what truly matters. Reflect on your daily life. How much of it is consumed by the superficial, the relentless scrolling, the chasing of likes and followers, the pursuit of wealth that never truly satisfies? In these quiet moments of dissatisfaction, God speaks, gently but firmly, calling us to turn away from these empty pursuits. His voice is present in the beauty of creation, in the stillness of a morning sunrise, and even in the chaos of storms. Yet we remain deafened by our own desires. These signs are more than calls to action. They are cries of love, meant to lead us back to the one who knows the depths of our hearts better than we know ourselves. Consider this. Why are we so afraid to ask the hard questions about the state of our lives, our souls, and the trajectory of humanity as a whole? Is it because we know the answers might reveal truths we're not ready to face? What if those truths are the very lifelines God is extending to us, calling us to embrace something far greater than what the world offers? The reality is that facing these truths is not an act of despair, but of profound hope. Hope rooted in God's eternal love and unyielding grace. His warnings are never devoid of His mercy. Instead, they are filled with His longing for us to return to Him. These warnings are like a lighthouse in a storm, guiding us away from the dangerous cliffs of despair and into the safe harbor of His embrace. They are invitations, pleas from the Creator of all things, urging us to step into a relationship with Him, to align our lives with His eternal purpose, and to find a joy that transcends all understanding. Take a moment to reflect. What would it mean to truly confront the trajectory of your soul? Would it not mean acknowledging that the distractions, fears, and anxieties of this world are temporary shadows compared to the eternal light God offers? Too often, we hide from these questions, fearing that the answers might require change, sacrifice, or letting go of the fleeting comforts we cling to. But God's call to transformation is not a burden. It is a liberation. It is a promise. That as we release the chains of worldly distractions, He will fill us with a peace and direction that no earthly possession or achievement could ever provide. Picture this, a life where every step is guided by divine purpose, where every decision is anchored in God's wisdom, and where every moment is filled with the assurance that you are loved and cherished beyond measure. That is the life God desires for each of us. It is not without challenges, but it is rich in meaning, in depth, and in the kind of joy that springs from knowing you are walking the path God has set before you. The courage to reflect and act on these hard questions can transform our lives, allowing us to step into the fullness of God's promises, to experience His peace that surpasses understanding, and to live in harmony with the eternal purpose for which we were created. So ask yourself again, why are you afraid to face these questions? Is it because the answers challenge the status quo of your life? Or is it because, deep down, you know that these answers require you to surrender control and trust God's plan? Remember, surrendering to Him is not an act of weakness. It is the ultimate strength. It is trusting that the one who created the heavens and the earth, the one who formed you in your mother's womb, has a plan that is far greater than anything you could imagine. His love for you is boundless, and His desire for your life is to see you thrive. Not in the shallow ways the world defines success, but in the deep, lasting ways that lead to eternal peace and fulfillment. God's call is not a distant echo. It is a constant, loving presence. He is the shepherd guiding His flock, the potter shaping the clay, and the loving Father waiting with open arms for the return of His prodigal child. Every question, every truth, every moment of reflection is a step closer to Him, a step away from the chaos of the world and into the serenity of His grace. Facing these questions is not the end. It is the beginning, the start of a journey toward a life filled with meaning, guided by divine purpose, and anchored in the unwavering love of God. This world may be consumed by distraction, but God's voice remains unyielding. Amid the noise, He stands as a constant beacon, guiding us through the confusion and pain. His signs are like arrows pointing us back to Him, urging us to find refuge in His unchanging truth. The growing unrest we see in ourselves and in the world is a reflection of our disconnection from Him. Yet even in this, He does not leave us without hope. Every sign, every whisper, and every warning is rooted in His love and desire to see us live lives of meaning and eternal significance. The question remains, are you willing to listen? Let me take you back to the stories of old, the ones that warn us of ignoring divine signs. Think of Noah, who built an ark when the world laughed at him. The people scoffed, they mocked, and they carried on with their lives, blind to the looming judgment. Are we not doing the same today? Are we not walking in ignorance as the signs of the times flash before our very eyes? This message is not about fear. It's about love, God's unrelenting, unshakable love for you. But love often comes with warnings. A parent warns a child not to touch fire, not to run into the street. God is doing the same for us. He is shaking us, waking us, trying to bring us back to Him before it's too late. Let's talk about your life. Are you chasing the wrong things? Are you placing your trust in fleeting pleasures, in things that will one day turn to dust? What if today was your last chance to open your eyes? What if this message is the lifeline you've been praying for without even knowing it? Look around you. Look at the world. There is a spiritual battle raging, and whether you acknowledge it or not, you are part of it. The question is, whose side are you on? The signs are everywhere. The empty happy you feel when you've achieved everything the world promised would make you happy. Yet your soul is still restless. The feeling of being disconnected even when surrounded by people. The dreams that haunt you. The moments that make you question if there's more to life. These are not coincidences. These are invitations from God to come back to Him, to seek Him, to know Him. He is knocking on the door of your heart. Will you let Him in? The clock is ticking. None of us know how much time we have left. The world's chaos is not random. It is orchestrated by forces beyond our comprehension. But the good news is this: you have a choice. You can turn away from the distractions, the lies, the empty promises, and turn toward the one who created you, the one who loves you more than you could ever imagine. God is not asking for perfection. He is asking for your heart. He is asking for your willingness to trust Him, to follow Him, to live a life of purpose and meaning. Don't let another day slip by without acknowledging the signs. Don't wait until it's too late to make the decision that will define your eternity. This is not about religion. It's about relationship. A relationship with the Creator of the universe, the one who knows every hair on your head and every thought in your mind. He is calling you. He is reaching out to you through this message, through the signs in your life, through the whisper you feel in your soul. Will you answer? Imagine a life where you are no longer a slave to fear, to anxiety, to the pressure of living up to the world's expectations. Imagine walking in peace, knowing that you are loved, forgiven, and cherished by the one who holds the stars in His hands. That life is possible. It's waiting for you. But you must take the first step. You must choose to listen, to believe, to act. This is your urgent warning. The signs are not going to stop. They will grow louder, stronger, more undeniable. But the question remains: will you see them for what they are? Will you recognize them as God's attempt to save you, to bring you back to Him before time runs out? Don't let this moment pass you by. Don't be like the people in Noah's time who ignored the warnings until it was too late. You have the opportunity to change your path, to rewrite your story, to find the peace and purpose you've been searching for. Think about it. Do you really want to wait until the floodwaters are at your door before you act? Do you want to be caught unprepared when the storm forms of life become unbearable? The time to act is now. The urgency of this message cannot be overstated. The world is not getting any calmer, any safer, any more predictable. Every day that passes is another day closer to the climax of this spiritual battle. Look around you. The chaos, the turmoil, the endless stream of bad news. It isn't a coincidence. It is a wake-up call. It is God's way of shaking us out of our complacency, of jarring us out of our false sense of security. You can feel it in your soul, can't you? That nagging sense that something isn't right, that the life you're leading is not the life you were meant to live. That feeling is not something to ignore. It is your spirit crying out for its creator, longing for the connection that gives life its true meaning. Ask yourself, what are you clinging to? What are the idols in your life that are keeping you from fully embracing God's love and purpose for you? Is it your career, your possessions, your relationships? None of these things will satisfy the deep longing in your heart. They will all fade away, leaving you emptier and more restless than before. The only thing that can fill that void is a relationship with God. Imagine standing before the throne of God, looking back on your life. What will you see? Will you see a life spent chasing after fleeting pleasures? Or will you see a life devoted to eternal truths? The choice is yours. You can continue down the path of least resistance, allowing the world to dictate your choices, or you can break free and follow the path God has laid out for you. It won't be easy, but it will be worth it. Don't let fear hold you back. Fear is the enemy's greatest weapon, designed to keep you trapped in a cycle of doubt and paralysis. God's perfect love casts out all fear. His power is made perfect in your weakness. When you surrender to Him, you are not giving up control. You are placing your trust in the one who holds all things together. You are entrusting your life to the Creator of the universe, who knows you better than you know yourself. The stakes are high, and the outcome is eternal. This is not a decision to take lightly. It is the most important decision you will ever make. Your eternity depends on it. The world will tell you that you have plenty of time, that you can put off this decision until later. But the truth is, none of us are guaranteed another day. The only time you have is now. What will you do? The distractions of this world are designed to keep you from seeing the truth. They are like shiny objects, meant to capture your attention and lead you away from what really matters. But you have the power to choose differently. You have the power to turn your focus away from the noise and toward the voice of God. He is speaking to you right now through this message, through the circumstances in your life, and through the quiet whispers in your heart. Will you listen? Subscribe to Almighty God. Open your heart, your mind, and your soul to Him. This is not just another video, another message. This is your wake-up call. Don't hit snooze. Don't wait for another sign. This is the moment you've been waiting for. The moment God has been preparing for you. Take it, embrace it. Let it change your life forever. The time is now. Don't let it slip away.